Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. I am Jason Zelver, National Director of Sales and Practice Growth with the Aurum Group, and I am here with Dr. Jan Jaffer. Give him a wave, sir. Dr. Jaffer and I, we're going to be getting together next week, May 14th. Bit of a time change. We're doing a webinar at 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Now, just to let you know who Dr. Jaffer is, he graduated from UOP in San Francisco in 2002 at the age of just 22 years old, which is extraordinary. Through his ethos of hard work, integrity, and giving back to his patients, staff, and community, he developed the TREC Dental Partnership that operates 20 dental clinics in Calgary area, including 4 specialty clinics. In 2018, TREC Dental partnered with CUPS to operate a free dental clinic in Calgary, providing care to some of Calgary's neediest citizens. He regularly volunteers with Kindness in Action and Dentistry for All. He has been on 14 overseas dental missions, and he is also currently a chair of the World Partnership Walk Calgary, which is an annual event that raises money for international development. He is passionate about health and fitness and is the co-owner of TREC Fit Lab. He's been invited to speak at many national meetings on practice management and team empowerment, and he's currently a lecturer with the Straumann Dental in the field of restorative implant dentistry. Have I missed anything at all, Dr. Jan?
That was fantastic. Probably more than you needed to say, but I appreciate it.
Hey, well, you know, the amount of charity work you do, you can't ever give enough props to that kind of stuff.
Appreciate that.
So listen, next week we're going to get together. We're going to have a webinar. I'm very excited about it. And it's funny because up to half an hour ago, when we booked this webinar, it was going to be called Resiliency and Connection During COVID-19. And as we've got talking today, a lot of people are they're starting to get COVID-19 out. And it's always going to be there, right? We have to plan and we have to prepare for it, but we've decided to rename the webinar Resiliency, Reopening, and Rehiring. So the question I have is, you got 20 clinics in Calgary, which is a pretty big deal, which means you have a lot of staff. And as we start to get prepared for reopening in some form of normalcy, what does that look like as far as getting your staff to come back and ensuring them that it's a safe environment for them to be in so that you can get back to doing what you do best, full-on dentistry?
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic question. I mean, I think the big thing that a lot of people are trying to figure out, and the biggest thing for us is, our team. We talk about team all the time. It's so important to us. How do we bring team members back safely and respectfully, right? I mean, we've laid off 120 odd people, and now we have to figure out how to bring them back into the office and take advantage of, some of the stuff that the government's doing, but really bring them back and make them comfortable, right? A lot of these people have been on CERB or EI, and we're looking at things a little bit differently. And we're talking about, that wage subsidy. Is that possible to do? And how does that work into reopening your office? And we're working with HR and lawyers and accountants to try to figure out all the details regarding that. And it's mind-blowing and numbing in terms of what you need to do. But we think it's important, right? I mean, if we can get the team a little bit more money, that's great. I mean, how could we not take advantage of some of those things? Also, how can we keep them safe once they're inside the office? Numerous of our team members are like, hey, we want to come back to work. We're excited to come back to work, but we're scared. We're scared to come back to work. I mean, we got to be in patients' mouths. How are you keeping us comfortable? Do we have the PPE that we need? How have you gotten all the stuff that we're talking about? Can you keep us actually comfortable inside the office? And then, what is work going to look like? How are we going to manage the patients and make sure the patients are safe? And so those are all 3 things that we're looking very closely at and working out systems. I mean, the ADA has given us some information, but really at the end of the day, we're having to figure out a lot of what's necessary to move forward. And so we've got a lot of great information on that we can kind of spend a little more time talking about, and also talking about just what appointments, what scheduling, what are things going to look like so we can all stay safe, but we can get back to work.
Yeah, this is going to be a very hot topic right now. I think the timing is fantastic, and getting your staff back is part of the battle, right? Making sure that your staff come back and they're in the right mind frame and they're ready to go and that they feel safe is a total other ball game. So who should attend this webinar? My guess is any dentist and team that's looking at opening up and getting back to work and what that might look like for them. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think it's important for the team members and the dentist to kind of be involved in this, and some of the practice administrators, because this is going to talk about all aspects of it. I mean, how we're going to use assistants and hygienists and receptionists and the dentists all together. So I think it's important for everybody to see how we can do this safely and make sure that we're taking care of the team and the patient as we do it.
And hopefully in the next week, we get a little bit more clarity from the colleges and such, so that we've got more to talk about. But listen, next week on May 14th, 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, please watch for your way to register through aurumgroup.com, on LinkedIn, or on Instagram. And I am Jason Zelmer. This is Dr. Jan Jaffer, and we look forward to having you next week. Take care, have a great day, and wash your hands.
Perfect. Thanks.